Hello, my name is Brooks Link, and I'm reading the Scretape letters here by C.S. Lewis. I'm on page 105 to chapter 20, and I would say this book so far I would say it's very helpful for a certain demographic. People who don't read often, I feel this book, like me, I don't read too often. This book would be very confusing because you have to be really focused on this book. It has a bunch of figure of language, a bunch of metaphors that link back to past letters. It's not broken up by chapters, it's broken up by individual letters that were put together for the book that was released. I have my favorite chapter so far is chapter 8. I have notes here. Let me go back to it. A couple quotes I have is as spirits they belong to the eternal world, but as animals they inhabit time. There's a bunch of other wise words that Lewis says. I feel like this one's a little bit complicated because it's saying that we are split into two, as we have our soul and we have our body. And as our soul, we are eternal and we live on forever no matter where we go. But as our physical bodies, we don't live forever. We have time on earth. Another quote here, it's pretty long, but I just like the end of it. It's talking about how God creates people not to be like him, but he creates people on his own in the hope that they conform to his will freely on their own. This right here, this is my favorite quote. I like this one. He wants them to learn to walk and must therefore take away his hand. If only the will to walk is really there, he is pleased even with their stumbles. And I think this shows God's grace, how truly forgiving and accepting he is, that what he wants of us, he's going to let us do it on our own. Like he wants us to walk, he's going to take away his hand. It's like helping a kid learn to ride a bike. Like you have to step away. And even if we aren't close, even if we're stumbling, he's still going to be happy that we're going along the right path. I have some thoughts here. There was one. He was writing, the perspective of the book is from the devils, right? So whatever they say, you have to take the opposite of it. This one thought is about how, from a demon's perspective, they would want us to die very suddenly because we wouldn't have the chance to look back on our life and regret what we've done. We wouldn't have the chance to redeem ourselves to God. So I think that's interesting because if you really think about it, you could die so suddenly and you wouldn't have the chance to prove who you fully are, and that determines the rest of the life you live after here on earth. Let's see. Another quote from the 14th letter is, the enemy wants him in the end to be so free from any bias in his own favor that he can rejoice in his own talents as frankly and gratefully as in his neighbor's talents. And I think this is something that I really focus a lot on, or at least I think about it a lot when I try to be as happy as I can for other people, even if I'm not on the right track. And if they're doing way better than me, I try not to be jealous about it, and I try to be accepting and happy that they're doing good in their own life. Overall, I think this book is really good. It's a little bit, with how short the chapters are, it's a little bit confusing because so much information is packed that you sometimes like don't realize what's being thrown at you, and you have to go back and look a couple times, which I've had to do. I've had to reread some of these letters just so I could fully understand it. But I think at the pace that I'm going with this book, I'm going to really enjoy it by the time that I finish it.